The main theme of my entire philosophy, of my entire community, my entire YouTube and Instagram is the idea of decluttering your mental space. It's allowing yourself to have the mental capacity in the room to breathe and to think and to have peace of mind in order to make better decisions, which will allow you to follow your intuition and follow your gut instincts and be able to make higher quality choices in your life without having 100% certainty or 100% knowledge of this is the right way. It's too overwhelming. Like, you've probably been in what is called analysis paralysis, and that is the overconsumption of information. For example, if you are trying to go to the grocery store and you don't have a list and you're literally walking through the aisles aimlessly and you get stressed out because you don't know whether to buy that brand of cereal or that brand of cereal or those chips or that chips, or even if you need chips at all, right? It's overwhelming, it's overconsumption. Same thing if you're doing a bigger decision like getting a new job or moving to a new apartment or even a new city. There's all these moving pieces that you're trying to control. And the one thing that I hear a lot about that prevents people from living their life is, oh, you know, the economy. Homies, the economy is the economy. It is out of your control. You cannot be living your life without control like that. You can't be giving the power of your autonomy and your agency to live your life to some external force or concept, right? It's not healthy. It's going to stop you from making the decisions that are actually going to lead you to what you want. And it's this overconsumption and overanalysis that prevents people from really finding and discovering life for what they want it to be, the beauty in life, right? And so when we talk about mental space, it's all about having enough processing power, I guess, to, yes, be objective, have critical thinking, do strategic analysis to a point where you can control everything you can control, and then be okay with that point, whether it's 30% of the information or 50% or 70%. But in the book by Simon Sinek, it starts with why. They talk about, I think his name is Colin Powell, correct me if I'm wrong, who was in the US government, like I think he was a senator, and he said that he will never make a decision with more than 80% of information simply because it's too overwhelming. And the idea behind that is, what do you do when you only have 80% or 50% or 30% of information? You trust your gut instinct, you trust your intuition, you trust in yourself to make the right decision based on feeling, right? Very few people in the world, there's a helicopter above me or an airplane. I'll wait. If you want to wait with me, I'll be chill. And we're good. There's very few successful people in the world who were able to build this majestic life that you're looking up to based on rationality alone. No. A lot of people who are living those lives are innovators. They're leaders in their field, whether they're leaders in the industry, like financially, or leaders in thought, in the philosophy of what they're talking about. But they only were able to achieve that because they listened to their intuition, they followed their gut instinct. Even if 90% of the world said their idea was flawed or wrong or whatever, they had 90%, no, they had 100% conviction in themselves that what they're feeling and what the idea that's populating in their mind and their heart is real and will be successful. And whether at the moment or not it was a blind, I don't know, conviction, that's okay. Because they will prove through proof in the pudding, right? Proof through the process that what that feeling was real. And that's where all of these people, again, if you're like my age, like I'm 28, you're looking up to people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, but think back to when they were just our age. Think back when those people were 28 years old and they had that first idea, right? Some of my homies talk about like big companies like Alibaba or Tesla, or even just people who are in our local community that we look up to, right? You think that they only followed logical rationality to get to where they were? You think they followed basically making no risks whatsoever and they didn't trust their intuition? No, their intuition led them to that point. And you have to be mindful, right? You don't just follow your intuition if it says to sleep on the couch all day and do nothing, right? And you also shouldn't follow your intuition and say, well, I'm going to sacrifice my life, my friends, my family for the sake of this work or this idea. There is a balance point. So be mindful of how you choose to pursue your passion, your projects, whatever it is that you're doing. But the whole point of this conversation is to say you will never be able to operate with 100% certainty. That is not how life works. Unless you have a supercomputer in your house where you can input data into everything and it directly translates into your life, which no one has, you can't do that. It is completely processing within your mental space, within your mind, on deducing what information is necessary, what information is surplus, and the rest of it, reflection, understanding, okay, how am I going to pursue this with limited information, and use my intuition, use my gut feelings to then make the next piece of the puzzle, place the next piece of the puzzle, flip the next piece of the puzzle over. And yeah, I think that's it for today. You don't need everything to do something. You just don't. And I hope that you guys learn to trust in yourselves a little bit more. Trust in your future self to make the right decision. It means the world, because when you have that trust in yourself, it doesn't matter what challenge or what obstacle or what type of adversity is placed in front of you, you have trust that you can overcome it. So that's the vibe. Hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.